and this is my Pitty William. We live full-time in my self-converted vintage Aerostar and are traveling the world, well, currently only the US. For the next few months, we will be living, working, and exploring in the southern United States, hoping to debunk stereotypes, learn some history, and eat some good southern food. Oh, and did I mention my mom and her pup are also along for the ride? Thanks for watching, and subscribe to find out where we end up each week. It really is.
Oh, I'm just like, what?
And then it's moist.
I know, it's so little.
It's moist inside, and then it's just sandy, and then the sand gets on your body. And then you're just sandy.
And then it's little, so you don't really know you have sand on you, and then it's just a whole thing.
Beautiful beach.
It's wonderful being at the beach, though.
You know, everything has its time limit, though.
Yeah. Especially on the road. My time limit is getting like shorter and shorter. I'm like, okay, we've been here 5 days. Okay, let's go. I'm so...
5 days is long enough for Mom.
Yeah, to me, like 5 to 7 days is the max for me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay.
Then we're like, gotta move to the next spot.
Yeah. It just feels like home in here so much. It's funny how... I have bananas too. You want a banana?
Oh, I'm okay, thank you. So, you know at the end of a video game, or like on a video game map, how you get to the end of the map, and this is exactly that.
It does kind of have that feeling.
We're at the end of the video game map, but we are about to explore past the end of the video game design today. Are we going to be able to pass? We will see. Just kidding. Endless dunes for like 20 miles. So we're gonna walk all 20 of them.
You're funny.
There's lots of garbage out here. I've been wondering where it's been coming from, but I guess it just washes up over time.
Miles and miles away.
And then it gets all the way up here, which is confusing to me too. Took a turn. Oh, mile 3. Do you have all your receipts? We got green smoothies.
Yummy.
Sleepy. I'm in Mom's van. Look at she has on her steering wheel. I like it. It's so fluffy. And she's got a rainbow. And there's where Lady sits. A good day. This Chef Mama. We're making spring rolls. Yay.
Or are they summer rolls?
Summer rolls.
Spring or fall rolls?
They're beach rolls. They're rice rolls.
Oh my god, this fly needs to go away.
So sleepy. At least it's a little less humid, more inland.
It is,
Yeah. Okay, tell me if you feel this too. When it's really humid, the fan doesn't really help at all.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay, that's not just me, right?
Because the wind is too heavy. Or, I mean, the air is heavy.
It's weird. Like last night I had the fan on. Like normally when it's like really high and it's bringing air in, like you can feel the air. But every time I do that now, I can't feel anything. It's so weird. So I'm not alone on this.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. You just sit there and like melt into a puddle.
Look at where my mom's putting the sprinkles while she makes them. I'm telling my mom about how I really miss the forest a lot because that's like the place I love the most. and do you miss it too, Mom?
I do. I love the coast and the beach, but I do miss pointy trees.
And then I was thinking about it, like, because I have been kind of homesick lately and missing the West Coast, but I have to think of it this way. Like, there are two options at this point. I can go back to the West Coast and do everything that I miss doing a lot, eventually get tired of it because it's something we're so comfortable there. Like it's comfort. Or we could take this wonderful opportunity to explore the South and drive up the East Coast and see things that we've never seen before. Like,
Oh, yeah.
those are the options. So like every time that I'm homesick and I'm like, I think I should just drive back to the West Coast if I miss it so much, which I don't really want to do right now because it's really cold. But instead of doing that, it's like, okay, like think about it, like put this into perspective. The initial excitement of going to a new place is so fun because you don't think about anything, and then you start getting nostalgic. Once you settle in. We've been in
one area, one state for a month now, over a month now.
Yeah, we've been here in Texas for a
And
while.
it's kind of like in our blood to be on the road and
Moving around. But I think it's also something we said, like, it's good to stop and, like, feel your feelings, you know? And realize, and slow down and be like, okay, like, we've been moving at a fast pace for 6 months. Like, pretty much 6 whole months. And now we're finally slowing down, so.
Yeah, and this is a good time of year to do that, too.
Yeah.
Assess, you know, where we've been and where we want to go.
Exactly.
I love this time of year.
Tell them about why you like resolutions.
Well, not so much resolutions, because those are meant to be broken. But I love goal setting and like going back, you know, setting a goal and then going back and being like, dang, I got like most of the stuff done on my list. That's awesome. It's an amazing feeling knowing that you have accomplished goals.
Yeah. And they're all like things that are like bigger picture rather than just like, oh, I want to work out this year, like stuff like that. It's it's good to like think of
there's
like
nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong with that, but like thinking more personalized, you know, like beyond that, there's a lot more to being the most physically fit. Unless that's what you want. But you know.
For me, I think this year has been about getting mentally fit, like, you know, and being okay with myself and just that journey, you know, of discovery and
letting go of being a nester.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, especially now that your brother's in school or, you know, on his own, and just it's a new phase of life for our whole family, really.
Yeah. Our little unit of 3. One day, hopefully, Alex will come out and visit us. Alex, if you're watching this,
You gotta come see us.
you already know what I'm gonna say. Don't even need to say it. But
Gotta come see us.
we want you to join the caravan, but we also want you to do,
Fly.
but we also want you to do what you want to do with your life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it was just that.
You should go sit outside.
I don't know if this
Let me
is
taste
good.
it. Have you
I
tasted
can't.
it?
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's yummy.
What does it need?
It just needs to be more creamy. Or like watery. Let's add water. Add water first.
Oh, what if we put olive oil? No, that would be gross. I'm like,
yeah, just add water.
Just add water. Did anyone have an easy bake oven when they were a kid? Did you have an easy bake oven when you were a kid?
I don't remember having one. I was all about Barbies when I was a kid. Oh my god, I loved Barbie so much. It was like an obsession.
Way for the world to give such domestic things to female children.
Of course, my mom didn't like think about all that stuff.
Well, yeah, that was a different time.
Yeah, it was before people were as woke, you know?
Before people realized that, oh, like, I could just let my kid choose what toys they want.
Taste it.
I could just let my kids choose what they're interested in. I mean, if you're interested in Barbies.
And I love dolls, and
yeah, that's good.
I love Barbies, so Barbies were my thing.
Yeah, I really liked Polly Pockets, but I also really like Legos, so that can be some foreshadowing to who I am today. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is gonna be so good. Thank you. Look at this. It's a spring roll wrap. We've made this before on this channel.
But I love these, man.
They're so simple. Okay.
They're so yummy. But I feel like I'm having a treat. But they're good for you.
Out this little park in the middle of Brownsville, Texas. Brownsville, Texas is really interesting because it's the town that is the furthest south that is directly on the border of Texas and Mexico. So a lot of people pass through here in normal times. Hey everyone, and good morning. As you probably saw in the last clip, we are in Brownsville, Texas. And right now we are at literally the border between the US and Mexico. So we're gonna go for a walk and check out this border park. It's called Allison Wilson Memorial Park. I'll have to look up and see why it's called that. This is cool. Literally Mexico is like right there, right across the Rio Grande. That's Mexico over there. I wish we could go. One day we will be able to go to Mexico. I just can't imagine how many families right now are just wishing that they could be with each other. Wishing that they could cross the border and spend the holidays with one another. If I remember correctly, there isn't a wall. There's like not a big fence like this between the border of Canada and the US, at least passing between British Columbia and Washington. So that's weird. Why do you suppose there's a fence here rather than instead of in Canada to the US workers?
I wonder. Question mark.
I don't know though. Like I've only entered in that one spot. Actually, no. I also crossed the border between Alberta and the U.S. and Montana, and there wasn't a border there. It was just like a booth that you have to go and yeah, they like just ask you where you've been and stuff.
I don't know. I mean, when you think about it, there are many more people who you have to think about how many countries are south of here. You know what I mean? Like there's a whole Central and South America.
Yeah,
but
in
Canada, I mean, Canada's pretty huge, but there aren't that many people in Canada.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, over there is the Rio Grande, and then right there is the Rio Grande, and then past that is Mexico, Matamoros, if I'm saying that right. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, it's a town. There's a really good daily episode from the New York Times about people being stuck on the other side of the border because of COVID right now. It's a really good episode and it really taught me a lot. And it came out the day we got to Brownsville for the first time, which is super weird. What is this?
When I listen to podcasts like The Daily, it's very informative about, you know, things like immigration and what, you know, whatever topic they're covering. But to actually be in a place like this where you can see the physical
barriers and borders,
just proof of us locking people out of our country is so powerful. And like Mexico's right there. You know, it's just so.
My question is there, I wonder if there's a fence like this on the other side. Anyone who's been to Mexico, comment down below and tell us if there's a wall on the other side.
It doesn't look like it.
Or not a wall, I guess this is more of a fence.
This is a wall.
Mom's like, this is a wall.
Because a wall versus a fence, like a fence is like, oh la la, yeah, let's just keep our flowers in and the deer out and stuff. This is a wall. This is like, no, go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very interesting, like the concept of borders just in general, you know? Like, yeah.
I mean, I understand.
I don't want to piss people off.
I
but
do understand the need to regulate immigration.
It does make sense.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But I mean, it's just such a huge topic.
It's a very complex issue.
It is very complex.
And yeah.
And
So don't get offended, guys. We're just thinking. We're just thinking about it. We're just thinking about this issue that is so relevant to now and relevant to where we are.
Yeah.
So don't get offended.
Just exploring it.
Yeah, we're just looking.
Yeah.
We're just looking. We're just critical thinking. You know, doing what you gotta do when you travel.
Yeah, man.
Think about where you go and think about the deeper concepts within different communities and cultures.
Exactly.
Thanks for William. He's like, I want to go to Mexico. Strange. A cool aspect of history that we learned along the walk was about the cattle drives that started here in Brownsville at the border and went all the way up to the northern U.S. Cattle drives brought cattle that was worth $3 to $4 in Mexico up north to where they were valued at $30 to $40. By the late 1890s, 5 million cattle were herded up north to Kansas and Colorado. Eventually, trains intervened, and cattle driving was no longer needed. However, it left behind a distinct cowboy culture that was a derivative of vaquero culture. This is also where the word buckaroo comes from. Y'all, I'm just so grateful and so appreciative of being able to go around this country and learn the history of each place that we go to. It's really becoming something that I'm really into. I have hated history class for my whole life. It has been something I have avoided for so long, and finally through traveling this country, surprisingly enough, my interest in history has really just blossomed. Like, it's really cool to be able to learn, and necessary to learn, the history of the country that I grew up in, like in depth with like lots of detail, because I think that it's almost like you should learn the history of your country before you travel to other countries, because I think it's really important to understand where you sit within this whole global system. So yeah, I'm really loving learning about history. And Texas, I've always written off Texas, maybe because I grew up in California, and there's just the sense of like Californians thinking that like they're the end all be all of people in the US, and we think the world revolves around us. But traveling outside to Texas has really opened my mind up that there is way more history than what I learned about California as a kid. Anyways, my mom and I are going to do some work for a couple hours, and then we're going to run a couple errands, so I will see you later. Bye. Picked up some packages from the post office. General delivery, our first time doing general delivery, and I got William his flea and tick and his heartworm medicine. And Mom got Lady her itch medicine.
Yay.
So we're good. I was nervous that I wasn't going to make it here, but I guess you can depend on general delivery. Just do general delivery to whatever town you're in, and then then you got to figure out what post office is the general delivery post office, and it's fine. It works out.